Alright, hey people, welcome to my review video. Today we're going to talk about all the things you need to remember for your test, since I won't physically be in the room with you before you actually do take your test. Let's go over a couple things that you need to remember. Alright, so this right here, this chart is called circular flow. You know this from Unit 9. Alright, this up here is the U.S. government. This down here at the bottom is a bank. Over here is a business, and over here is a household. Alright, so if you get confused on what parts to label go where, remember, the only thing you have to remember is determine if the household is a producer or a consumer. Alright? Things to remember. So if you as a person are a consumer, what do you give to a business? Well, you give them money, and in return they give you goods and services back over this way. All right, and if at the same time, if we take these two arrows and imagine that you as a person in a household or a producer, you give your labor, your time, your effort, your talents to a business, and in return they give you money in the form of wages and a salary. Okay. Excuse me, us as people in a household and businesses, we both have to give taxes to the U.S. government, and they give us services in return, like the United States military, the Postal Service, the Department of Transportation, public education, stuff like that. All right, so down here we've got banks, and of course, both us and a business would have to give money into the bank in the form of deposits, or also in the form of interest on a loan. All right, and they in turn give us back a loan or interest if they need to. All right, and then over here, when we move on, we're now going to get into the foreign sector, okay? And if we're shipping stuff out, it's called an export, and in return, another country would give us money. And if a country is giving us things, we are bringing things in, we're buying them from another country. Those are imports, and of course, we give them money in return. All right, mercantilism is a big deal. You'll see this not only on your test today, but also on your exam at least once or twice. Okay, so there's 3 parts to mercantilism. We talked about this in Unit 1, but we're going to talk about it again. Wealth is measured in gold. The country that has the most gold has got the most power. And of course, every country wants to be the most powerful. That's kind of the point. All right. The second thing in mercantilism, colonies produce raw materials for the mother country, not the motherland. All right, the motherland is Africa, but raw materials would be like things that we made back in the day as a colony would be tobacco, cotton, indigo, sweet potatoes, sugarcane, all kinds of things like that. All right, and the third part is exporting more than you import. All right, you want to sell more stuff than you buy, because if you buy too much stuff and you don't sell anything, you're going to end up in debt. All right, this is a big deal. All right, when we talk about a trade balance, one day I'll get to it. All right, when we talk about a trade balance, we have a trade imbalance, all right? We don't export the same amount of stuff that we import. We import way more than we export, all right? All these green countries shipping more things out of their country than they're bringing in. All right, this is China, this is Russia, this is Saudi Arabia over here. Not really sure what the South American country is. Can't remember what it is right now. But all of these green countries ship out way more than they bring in. If you'll notice, we are the darkest red country on this map. Okay, Spain is barely behind us, and Great Britain is barely behind us as well. All right, all these red countries import more than they export. So they buy more than they sell. We have a trade imbalance. All right. Moving on. All right. Remember to go over the difference between an absolute advantage and a comparative advantage. All right, an absolute advantage just means that you can produce more than another country. Okay, not necessarily that you can't, that you would, but that you can. You have the ability to. All right, so if we compare us and China, we have better facilities than they do. All right, we have a better ability to make T-shirts than they do. However, they have a comparative advantage because it costs people less to go send stuff over to China. They have less strict labor laws. They can work 18 and 20 and 22-hour days and only get 2 hours of sleep, and make their people work in a sweatshop basically for $2 or $3 an hour. They don't have a reasonable minimum wage in China, so they have to pay their people less, and therefore it lets them make a T-shirt for less money. So let's say that we can make one in here in North Carolina or in the United States for $15. China could probably make it for like $7 or $8. All right, and that saves a business money. All right, we talked about this. All right, remember, we do export some things, all right, like financial services we talked about yesterday, being on Wall Street. We also export travel services, film, TV, sports, all that kind of thing. Overall, the thing that we export is manufactured goods. All right, this is chemicals, this could be food products, all kinds of stuff. So overall, we ship out manufactured goods. All right, you'll know what federalism is. If you don't, we got some problems. Okay, federalism, again, if you forgot, is the federal and the state governments sharing power. Okay, so the United States government doesn't have an absolute iron fist over everything that we do in North Carolina in our economy. All right, we do offer some things that the United States as a whole cannot offer. All right, we have a furniture industry. If you've ever heard of High Point Furniture, that's where that furniture industry is located. It's not quite as popular as it used to be, but it's still there. We've got tourism. And we do have some awesome offshore fishing. Okay, I'm a little biased because I like to fish. However, we do have that to offer that other states might not. For example, like Tennessee or Oklahoma, they don't have beaches around there. They're landlocked, all right? So they can't have any kind of fishing part of their economy. Right, and again, we contribute as well. We contribute manufactured goods when we export. All right, this could be chemicals. This could be computer parts, technology. All the BMW windshield wiper machines, the little things that make your windshield wipers go back and forth on your car, on a BMW, all of those are made right here in Greenville in a plant. All right, so even though a BMW is a German car, we still end up putting part of the North Carolina economy into that. All right, so if we don't have an advantage, how do you get one? All right, there's 3 different ways. Technology, government regulation, and natural resources are the 3 ways that you do this. All right, technology, if you can produce something in a more efficient way, you're definitely going to make more money at it. All right, natural resources, you either got them or you don't. All right, between us and Japan, we have a lot of metal deposits in our country. All right, Japan does not have those. They are a bunch of islands put together. All right, they don't have any steel deposits, so as far as natural resources go, they don't have quite as many. However, they make up for that by exporting stuff that has to do with technology. All right, the last way you get an advantage would be government regulation. All right, you can restrict trade. Remember we talked about German beer people are very snobby about their beer. They don't accept any other kind of beer except for German in their country. A tariff is another big way that we can have government regulation in our economy and get an advantage. If we tax, a tariff is a tax on import, in case you forgot, and if we do tax an import, it brings more money into our economy, and it encourages people to buy domestic products, aka stuff that is made here in the United States. Because if it's less expensive to buy an American car than it is to buy a luxury car, and you're balling on a budget, you're probably going to buy the American one. Okay? Okay, go away. All right, the last 2 ways are sanctions and embargoes and quotas. All right, a quota is just a limited number of imported goods. All right, if we say that we're only going to bring in 2,000 Mercedes-Benz here in the United States per year, and that's the only things that we're going to sell, the price of a Mercedes-Benz is going to go up. All right, that's kind of the point. We want to make money. All right, sanctions and embargoes, again, are when we stop trading with another country. A sanction is just one country on another one, and embargoes is when you and your whole squad as a country stop trading with another country. Right. Let's click through. All right, I already talked about those. All right, so let's talk about these last 2 people real quick. All right, Adam Smith, this guy, he writes The Wealth of Nations. He is all about a market economy, okay? He does not think the government should be anywhere near it. He said they should be laissez-faire, hands off, don't talk to us, okay? We don't want you anywhere near our economy. He doesn't want the government to have any kind of influence over what you buy or sell as a person, okay? He also says that the economy is best if it's a free market, all right? He talks about the invisible hand, all right? He says that if all you do is just let businesses live, all right, let them take on like the natural cycle of business. If they fail, they fail. If they're successful, great, okay. He says that the economy doesn't need, the government doesn't need to come in and bail you out if you suck as a country or if you suck as a business, all right. And he says that if you have a free market economy like this, the invisible hand is going to have a higher quality product, all right. Just make sure that you have a better quality product because you have a bunch of companies competing to sell you the same thing. And it's also going to lower prices down because you have a bunch of people competing for the same thing. They all have to lower their prices. That's kind of how it works. All right, and our man over here, Karl Marx, is the exact opposite. He thinks that the people don't need to have full control over the economy because he has watched the proletariat, the workers, get stomped on by all the bougie people, the bourgeoisie. He has watched them. He's watched the poor people get poorer and the rich people get richer, and he was tired of looking at it. He was tired of seeing that. So he thinks that the workers should rebel and take control. He wants a classless society. All right, please make a mental note of that. A classless society. You will see that here in a few minutes. Okay. He wants a command economy where the government has all the control. All right. He wants wealth to be spread equally. All right. This is the end of our first segment.